Okay, I'll go ahead and call to order the Park and Rec's board meeting on Tuesday, May 26th at 6:31 PM. Andy Williams,
Jerica Davis.
Angie Williams.
Debbie Brown.
Sherry Knowles.
Mark?
Karen Reed.
okay, has anybody, or has everybody had a chance to look at minutes? Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I can't really make a motion or, because I wasn't here last meeting. Okay. And financial report.
The financials for this month, we have got a beginning balance of $125,388.91. And then we've had receipts of $463.12 and expenses of $8,950.13, giving us an ending balance of $116,901.90.
Have they started talking about when the spring distributions are going to come to be deposited? We'll receive some of that money then, won't we, in June?
Yeah,
Probably around the 16th, maybe.
maybe. I think it was pretty early last year, or
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we will get some of that.
The Miracle Playgrounds, that was the,
That was a swing.
swings, yep. Okay. Everybody good?
Yep.
Need to make a motion?
I will make the motion that we approve the fund report as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, no patrons tonight.
That's unusual.
Before we start any old or new business that's sitting out there, before we go through everything else. Okay, I'll start with Montgomery Park. She had reached out to Starlink today and talked to a computer,
Yes. it was
correct?
computer.
So I don't think she got too far on that
No, I
today.
didn't. I just looked online and got that number, so I don't know if there would be a different one.
I seen that you could fill out, information on that too.
Yeah, I may try to
So you
do
might
that
try
tomorrow
that.
and see where it gets us.
Okay.
Like an online form.
Yeah.
And then the Gaga Ball pit, we've talked about, we're waiting really until we get the cameras all installed up there. Same thing with the disc golf, I'm not gonna grab any quotes until we're ready to move forward with that, cause I don't wanna price it and then have to reprice it again.
Changing.
It seems like everything changes on a monthly basis anymore, so. Weeding of the flower beds, have we looked at that?
What is
The
it?
flower beds up there, the weeds in the flower beds,
I was on vacation last week, so
okay.
I didn't get, I plan on, it's supposed to be nice
Right.
later in the weekend.
I think we probably need to prioritize that. I've had a couple calls, you've had a couple calls. So probably prioritize that in front of any small projects, so that'd probably be the next thing we need to get done.
What, take care of the weeds?
Yeah. Anybody else agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think that would be good, and I think some of the guys from the town went up and sprayed, so it'll just be a matter of them cleaning up and
Cleaning
then
up.
staying on top of them so they don't get away with us. We've had such a wet spring.
Right. It all happened so quick
It
too, there,
does.
right there in the beginning.
They're hard to keep up with,
Where the
Which-
bricks are and stuff, I worked all that stuff off.
Mhm.
can you put some weed killer there too? You don't want to,
You're talking about the cracks
Yeah,
between the
because
pavers?
right, and take.
Probably, if Tim's up there spraying,
Yeah,
we could have Tim do that for us. I mean, he's got a set price of what he charges to spray. We could have him go around and spray all the concrete where there's weeds growing up through, and all the landscape blocks also, I would think. So can you reach out to Tim and take care of that?
I know there needs to be another swing painted yet. I got two of them, that one was broke, so I had to repair that one, and the third one needs, and all it needs to be is painted. Kind of waiting on dry weather, you know? a lot
It's
of it.
been wet this
They say it really rained hard last week.
it rained a lot.
Sheesh.
I'm reading through two sets of notes here because I've been trying to take notes. I see repair blocks at the entryway. Have we looked at that yet either? Was that discussed at the last meeting? Not yet.
It dries up, I'll try to get to all that stuff.
Okay.
Are you want to put new blocks there, or what do you want to do?
I looked at it and I think everything's fine material wise. I feel like we just need to kind of dig it out, get the town guys to bring up some rock like we talked about to get a good base, and then reset the existing blocks. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. Once we dig it out and look, that might be a change of
So-
plan.
You got guys coming in to drop me some rock?
Well, once you go up there and kind of pull back and see what you need, the town guys, we talked about getting them up there and maybe taking a bucket of, a scoop of rock or whatever you needed,
Okay,
to kind of get that packed back in and leveled back out and then put the blocks back.
okay.
Because that's what it looked like to me. I did swing up there last week and take a look at that so I would know, but it doesn't look like a whole lot of work. I mean, probably 3 or 4 hours. I think you could pull those out, throw some rock down, tamp it down,
Okay.
and then put those existing blocks back. It didn't look like it was in too bad a shape. It just kind of washed out.
How
Kind
deep
of
do you think it needs to be dug?
Probably 6 or 8 inches. I don't.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's washed out enough dirt that once you pull those blocks up, kind of clean it up, throw some rock in and tamp it down, I think that's really all that needs to be done. I mean, it's probably a scoop or less of rock. I don't think it's a whole lot.
Not all the way around, though?
No, just on that back
That
side where it's
part, okay.
falling down, yeah.
You think if we put some 53s in there instead of just like a gravel?
Yeah,
that
like
we're
something with a little bit of lime in
Line
it.
to pack
Yeah,
it?
that's kind of what I'm thinking. Rick should know, or the town guys should know, but I think a smaller compactable rock is gonna be better than anything of size. Kind of like a driveway rock with some lime in it.
Mhm.
And then playground equipment, everything pretty much in order besides, you said there was a couple swings that,
I think so.
Yeah. anything else at the park?
So just to clarify, do you want me to call Timlin tomorrow and get him on the schedule as soon as possible to go ahead and do?
I think so, because within the next week or two, Josh should be in there to take care of, the new panel and get that all squared away, and then that's got our repeater that goes up back and forth.
Yeah, to be
And
able
then
to.
we should be able to get completely online with all the cameras.
Mhm.
And once that happens, I'm gonna have Tim meet me up there to get us all set up on my computer,
Mhm.
so then we can start divvying out where everything,
Users.
yeah, where everything
Mhm.
needs to go. I've got it set up on my phone, but I haven't really played with it too much, because I think you get more controls from the computer. Like from the phones, all you can do is view.
Mhm.
From the computer, we'll be able to set up different users for different cameras, and
Mhm.
I think the quality's just a little bit better too, so.
Yeah, and then it will have, on those Lorex screens, when it shows all the cameras, once you click on one camera,
Mhm.
it's going to show like I can't remember if you can see a full 24 or if it's just 12 hours. but it's a green bar, but every place where there's activity, you see yellow.
Right.
Now it's a little bit, it can be a little deceiving, you know, if you have a spider or something that's built a web there, you're gonna get a lot of activity that's something you don't necessarily need to monitor, but for the most part, it makes it really handy to go back and search for those situations where you might have someone doing something bad.
Now, the new cameras, they will pick up like the shelter house, the small shelter house, right?
I
Is
would
it got a
imagine,
wider-
That, the ones that we've got currently up there, I mean, it's wide angle. I mean, I'm
But-
pretty sure the 4 will cover all the shelter houses.
Yeah, but right now you can't see that shelter house with the ones that we have.
Okay,
It gets the playground area,
right.
but it don't get that shelter house, but the new ones will, right? I mean,
Yes.
because you said it's like a 180 or something.
yes, well, and that's the thing. Tim said we can start with the 4,
Mhm.
and then when we decide where our areas of weakness are,
We can
we
always-
can put cameras wherever we
Okay.
want. We can put the cameras, you
And
know.
I'm sure we'll need one by the big shelter house because of the landscaping.
Right.
You can't see through it.
Right.
Yeah, so we're just gonna build from there so that we make sure we have it covered really well.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll go ahead and put them down in the woods, so
Yeah.
those participants who are
steps.
partaking in silly behavior can answer for their actions and face the consequences of such.
And the zoom capabilities on the new cameras are pretty awesome. Like, it's 150, 200 foot, you can read a license plate.
That's cool.
So they're pretty nice. Okay, let's move on to the shop building. We've talked about, the electrical upgrade. We went ahead and approved, the Dillback Electric to take care of that. While I met with him and kind of made sure everything was good to go, we talked about possibly adding lights in the future for the pickleball. Like in the summer, it won't be a big deal, but later in the fall, nicer days in the winter, you know, it gets dark at 6 o'clock. So he was gonna go ahead and give me a quote on top of, you know, what we had already talked about, just so we know a total price, so we can look at, is it something we wanna do while he's in there, or is it something that we wanna do in the fall? When it's a little bit, like, so we can break it up, see where we're at financially. But he's trying to get that to me this week.
So if you put it in now, it would be ready for fall,
Well, I think
right?
that's correct. And I think what he was gonna try to do to stay under that price that we give him was at least get the electric wired up to the outside. And then we could do the lights at a later time. That's just coming back and installing the lights. So it wouldn't be a difference in labor. It wouldn't cost more to do it if we did it at a different time. So he's trying to get me that quote this week, and it's something we can text about and as a group, decide if we just wanna stay with what we've already approved, or if we would wanna up it so much to do the remainder.
So how will those lights work? Will they be
So-
like censored?
He will put them on a manual or a digital timer. He suggests the manual timers.
Uh-huh.
And we can set it to a certain time of day that we want them on and off. So, we can set them to come on at a certain time and off a certain time. Then there's different kinds of lights. We can get the ones that will come on automatically with photocell in them, and then we can have them turn off with a timer. So he was gonna give us a couple quotes with a couple different lights. He thought that if we did 3, the higher we get them, the better, but he thought 3 would cover from the one side instead of having to try to get electric ran around and to the other side. But what he did say is we've got a couple poles down there that are Duke Energy poles. One of those poles, we have a photocell light on right now, and he said that he can, or we can talk to Duke and have them put a different type of photocell light if we want something that points out instead of down. And there's actually 2 poles on that back side. If we ever feel like we don't have enough light, we could reach out to Duke and they could probably put whatever type of photocell light that we want on that runs all the time at night.
And I think there might be one down at the community center. It's like a square, but it does angle out. It's not like
Right,
a
instead of like the
straight
one
line.
at the one that's up there currently, it's like a street light,
Right.
and it sits over on that northwest corner. and it just points down, but
Yeah.
it doesn't light up a whole, it lights up a little bit,
Yeah,
but not enough. If you had one on that pole and one on another one,
Okay.
it would light up.
I'm thinking that's
a lot
kind
of
of
the
what's down
cord.
here.
Yeah,
It's the bigger,
yeah.
it's not a street light, but
Right.
it's a dusted on, I believe.
So expect another quote, we'll send it out as a group text, and if it's something that we want him to do while he's there, we can try to get that approved, in between meetings, is basically what I was getting at, that way, if he's there and we wanna do it, we can, but if not, we can wait. But I figured we might as well look into it, we're gonna need it eventually,
I think the sooner the better,
That's-
honestly, just because if we're
with the
making the
cameras.
investment of the
Yep.
pickleball courts, number one, security, and number two, using it, and you know, some kids, you know, if they're in high school and driving, they may have a curfew of midnight, and if they're gonna be at the pickleball, playing pickleball, I'd much rather them do that than
And I-
out doing other things, so,
And I was kinda trying to read, like, Anna does the pickleball, my daughter does pickleball, and they go to Hopstock quite a bit, because it's usually, there's a couple more courts there. And I asked her, I said, what time do they run you guys off? And she said, really, it's like 11:30 is when everybody kinda just heads out. But they haven't had any issues, you know, being out that late. I don't know how late we wanna do it. We really only have a few neighbors right there. And to me, like 10:30 is gonna
What time is
be,
the park supposed to close?
well, that's dark. That's dusted on, or dusted on there. But we can talk about that later. But if we give them an outlet, a place to go,
They won't be out getting it.
they won't be out getting in trouble, hanging out at the park.
Well, I have kids, teenagers that come and sit at the stop and go, just because there's nothing for them to do
Right.
at all.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give kids a little bit more options. And I don't know, that's my goal. I think that's kind of all of our goal, is just to kind of get some more stuff going. So that's what I had for the shop. Did I miss anything from last month? Doesn't look like it. Security cameras, electrical upgrade. So basketball court, ceiling is still on. We're dealing with the weather right now. They were gonna try to get on, they tried to push it up, cause they originally told me the end of May. And he tried to push it up. He had a few days and they couldn't make it there that Friday. They were gonna try to paint Friday, let it cure for 24 hours and then come back and seal it on that Monday. But then, they got weathered out on another job and Monday came the rain. So they're looking for basically 2 days of dry and then another day to get the sealer put down. But it's basically a 3-day process.
And it's hard to plan because the weather changes by the hour.
Right, and he said they would get it in before it got hot. He said, it can get warm, that's what he said, it can get warm, we're gonna do it all in one day. He said, but I like to try to get it down before it's solid 80 degrees.
Right.
So he's trying to get it all, we're next on the list, we're not on a waiting list right now, we're next. So that should be hopefully here in the next week or two. He was supposed to touch base with me on Wednesday, so tomorrow, and kind of see what the end of the week was looking like. It does look like Thursday's good, Friday's cloudy, so he might try to get out and paint. He's got to let that cure for 24 hours, and then he could come back maybe next week and do the seal.
I think there's 4 days where it's not supposed to rain.
Right. So hopefully we can get that done. And then the next thing we need to talk about is, I've kind of been looking, I haven't had much luck on finding anything that I'm wanting to find, but as far as pickleball nets. We're gonna have the cameras. Portable nets, I think, are gonna be the way to go. You can actually find, I don't think we need portable nets as fancy as the ones inside the REH Center. I've been finding them from anywhere from like $200 to $400. But then we gotta decide, is that the way we wanna go with leaving them out? We will have 24-hour surveillance on them, so I think it's kind of the way we have to go. Looking at anchoring something in, then we have to worry about when they wanna play basketball, somebody's gotta take those nets down. I think and that the cost is significantly higher. You're looking at $2,000 for anchored systems. That's just one net. You can find them for $1,200 to $1,500, but I think even if we had to buy them every 2 or 3 years for $200 or $300, you're better off than buying an acreage system that gets tore up. What's you guys' thoughts on that? Don't have to be right now, we gotta get everything done first, but just kinda think about it, look around a little bit if you guys want to. But I think the portable nets, and we just have a spot that we put them over there and make a sign or two that says pickleball nets here when not in use. And then that way we can keep them over there.
I should have some sign down there too about cameras.
Yeah, they're pretty evident.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see them. They stick out pretty good, but we've actually, she's got us some small signs for like the REH Center, that basically shows, so the new cameras do audio and video. We can do the audio as long as we advertise it,
Okay.
but we probably won't run it. I don't see the need to have the audio. I mean, it'll be stored in the box, but like for listening, you won't, like whoever we share with won't be able to listen in on conversations. It will be stored to the box in case we ever need it, but
Can you talk to them? Cause I know
I
that's
think
big
you
on
can.
RH Center.
I think, I haven't messed with any of it, but I believe you can.
Get off the roof.
But these
I'll
are,
say that before.
but right, these are a few signs we will put up at the courts, at the REH Center, at the park, just to let people, well, these are just for the door, like the doors at the REH Center, the wall, you know, up at the shop is kind of where I got these for. Once we get the ones at the park, we'll get a bigger metal sign that we can put at the entrance that shows, you know, and then probably one over at the pole that we've got everything mounted to. But I wanted to get these in as soon as we get everything hooked up and going. That way we're covered, shows we've got cameras with audio and video. So we're covered. So I think that's all I had for basketball court. The ballpark. Talked to Perfect Climate Solutions today, June 2nd. They will be putting that box in. They finally got all their parts. And they'll be up there on Tuesday next week. Rick's gonna go up on Monday. Just double check the hole, make sure they don't need to pump the water out for them guys. Make sure it hasn't slumped back in. But that will finally be taken care of on 6/2. The Duke Energy Vegetation Department had reached back out to me, said they were gonna come last week. Townsend Tree Service out of Sullivan is who contacted me. She said she was gonna contact me when she came back down, but I haven't received a call, so I don't know if weather got her too. I was planning on I was gonna give her this week when it got warm, or got unrainy, to reach back out. So if I don't hear from her by Thursday or Friday, I'll probably reach back out. I explained to her that, you know, when Duke came in and trimmed those off when we had the fire, there's still a few branches that stick through. There's stuff over the top and there's stuff over the bottom. They're not so much as impacted, but nobody wants to mess with them. That's what I told her. I was like, we can't find anybody to trim them. I was like, I don't care what we do with them. I said, but I really feel like in a couple of years it's going to be another issue. So she was going to let me know what they decide, because they can come down and look at it and decide not to do anything with it, or they can come down, look at it, and do something about it. And like I told her, I said, if they're not going to do anything about it, please tell me where I can go to get it taken care of. I said, this is something that you guys take care of, just let us know. But she was going to push through. She understood the concern. I told her we've been working on this for almost 2 years, trying to get somebody to take care of it. She's like, well, we really appreciate your due diligence on it, because it's really not your, being that it's on the property line, it's not our responsibility if it's entangled or if there's stuff in their lines. So hopefully that response comes out in our favor, and they just come out and trim up everything above and trim up a little bit below. So I will text as soon as I know any more on that. ball season is pretty much, this is the last week for league ball. And then I think they'll be wrapping up as far as games in Owensville by the end of this month, a week in the next month. And then it should slow down up there a little bit. I know they're planning on doing a little bit of field work and tidying up from the season and just kind of getting everything in order for their lull time. We did cut their third check today for their maintenance. And I think they definitely needed it. They fixed the dugout roofs on the new dugouts. They put those up this year. I think that was, what I text you, $6,500.
Yeah, I think so.
So they took care of that without reaching out, which was kind of an agreement when I was up there that they would handle the dugout portion, Parks and Recs would handle the fence portion. And then they also had their Kubota breakdown and to pay for that. I think that was right around $1,800, I think is what they told me.
Yeah, the ballpark has a Kubota?
Yep, that's what drags the fields.
Oh, okay.
That was kind of, they bought that when they started asking for maintenance, correct?
Probably. It's in there for.
It's been there since I was there and Jason was there, and
I think when my dad was there, it was there.
it's been there for a while. It's an older,
Oh, okay.
it's an older machine. That was back when you could get them for probably $4,000 or $5,000, so not anymore. So ballpark should be wrapping up for the season. It should just be mowing to take care of it and keep it cleaned up. Probably a few less trips for the trash up there.
What is it?
The ballpark.
Yeah. I just,
Are they having that adult league this year?
They are. That won't start until September, I believe, is when that starts. And that's just the bottom field.
do you guys ever want me to take care of the swing sets up there or anything?
Well, if you look on our capital plan, and I think this is still something that needs to be looked at. We looked at doing a possible, wasn't it up there, but we looked at possibly upgrading
Yeah.
some equipment. Because what's up there is pretty old.
Okay,
And we talked about doing something else up in that corner.
okay.
Um,
Well, I was just wondering if you wanted me to paint that stuff up there or not.
I don't know what I think about it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty nasty up there right now, you know.
It's old. I mean, that thing's older.
Isn't that what was the old stuff from around the park that we took up there?
Yeah.
It's
and
such strong stuff though,
I was
you
gonna
know.
say some of that stuff was from the school.
It's from our rule, yeah.
Yeah, when it was down below.
It's very strong stuff though, you know.
It is.
I mean,
It is.
I don't know, you know, you guys run the place. I just asking you, you know, because that was one of the things I was gonna do when you had me done, when I was done with the park.
It's such a big structure for 6 swings though. Isn't there 6 on it? I think there's 2, 4. I think there's 6 swings and it takes up that entire back corner. I know when it's busy up there, there's not enough playground equipment for the amount of kids that are up there.
Yeah.
It's something we need to look into. We've talked about it in the past. We've just gotten busy with other stuff.
You can let me know if you want me to paint. I mean,
Okay.
I got the paint and stuff, you know, it's just, you want me to put the R's in on it.
Right. Something to think about. I will note that. Okay, community center. Says here we need a new parking bumper. Have you done that yet?
I fixed the one, and that's the one that I was told that they wanted to replace. But I think there's another one needs to be replaced too.
Right next to it? Right next to
Right,
it?
yeah, it's all
That's
crooked.
what that one is.
Okay, so-
I noticed that.
I'd say we need to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and move forward with it.
Okay, you want me, just tell me what you want me to do next, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know you said something about the weed.
I think the weeds are top priority.
Okay,
Just kind of getting that cleaned up and then
And
we can
then
move on
the
to,
bricks, you want me to do that next?
yeah, probably the bricks next. That's
And-
been out there.
And then the
And
parking.
then the parking.
Yeah, it's not as crumbly as the other one.
Right.
You know, them things wasn't very expensive. I was really,
I think
when I went
they're-
over there, I think he said it was like $42, you know?
Yeah, last time I looked into it was like $28. They're not expensive, it's just heavy and hard to get.
And, you know, I talked to Karen about that. This was a different yellow than what they got.
Right.
Theirs had kind of an orange yellow in it.
Right.
And I don't know if you want me to paint all of them the same color, so they,
I haven't noticed. Does anybody else
It's,
notice?
it's different, but it's not like, ooh, that's gross, no. It's,
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Everybody's in a hurry.
so you just want to paint the one and that's it?
Yeah, probably for now,
Or not.
Okay.
until we get slowed down and have time to possibly look at doing them.
Yeah.
Community center
Oh,
playground.
let's go, the Wi-Fi, sorry,
Oh,
I thought you were moving on. Can we not try to get some kind of, I know you've looked into it, but with Tim, they didn't have any kind of,
it's kind of the Starlink thing we're looking at, and I think from the price, if we go with the business end, with the 50 megabytes, which is probably just as good as what we get with Spectrum. I mean, I've got 35 in my house and I stream video, no issues. The 50 megabytes, $55 a month, outside of whatever the setup costs are. In the long run, it's cheaper than Spectrum. I mean, what are we paying for it? The Frontier up here was what,
It's
one
like
eighty?
185 roughly.
So I mean, once we get that, test that out, and make sure everything is a go, I say we look at getting something for the community center. I think it would be,
We may need to talk to Tim about that, because I know Vanessa talked to, I don't know if it was Verizon, but they were like, it's a no-go. I don't know if it was because of the cost of it.
I thought it was because of the building itself.
Yeah, it could be all
Penetrated or
metal
something.
and,
see, and you can buy boosters that
Yeah.
you wire in. We got them at our office. I mean, we're an all metal building at my office, and we have antennas that go out and booster packs on the inside of the building, and I have no issues with cell phone or Wi-Fi.
I would love to see Wi-Fi down there. I mean,
Yeah.
every year that we've had,
Well, I
had your
mean,
practices down there, we've always had you outside,
right.
calls and.
No, I think it's something that we definitely need to look into. So depending on how this goes up there, I would say that we should look into it and do the same thing. You actually talked about the water department, the wells out there. You struggle, is it the wells,
the sewer plant,
the sewer plant?
yeah, with the Frontier, it keeps going
They
in
kind of
and
struggle
out.
there too. It's something that I think the town is probably gonna look into
Yeah.
if this goes good. Because from what I hear, I have a few friends that have it and they love it. Tim talked highly of it, no issues,
You need to have a
clear sky basically.
kind of directed towards the north, is that right?
Well, I looked at their new antennas and they have flat antennas,
Mhm.
so I couldn't see it really mattering, I'd say with the new, because that's a newer antenna that I noticed from the last time I looked. Everything else before was either, they called them slanted antennas, and then they had some dome type antennas, but now they sell flat ones. So I'd imagine if you could get any open sky and set that flat antenna up there, it's gonna work.
It should work great at the treatment plant then.
Yeah.
Pretty wide open there, that'd be the most wide open, I would think. Yeah, so we'll start with the one
Start with-
and go from there.
Yep.
And then I don't know if they'll give any discount or not, they may not, but you know,
Right.
if you have multiple sites.
But even if you got $5 a month, that's a good savings.
Yes.
you know.
That's their
Well, you
base.
could get all three for what we pay for one.
Right, that's their base plan. I think their next step up was
It's like 150.
$150, and that was, I think, 100 meg. And then they had a 1 terabyte was their next step
Yeah.
up. It's like, yeah, it's that's pretty impressive internet. If my 35 meg at the house is working for streaming video, I think we can do just about anything we need to do. Community center playground. I drove by the other day. Everything seemed to be in order. No issues. I did get more compliments on the mowing at the ballpark. So if anybody talks to Tim, it's been good this year. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. It looks great.
I think last year it was just a miscommunication on
I think so
schedules.
too. Yep.
Trying to stay out of folks' ways and then just didn't quite align.
Just a transition period, I think's really all it was. Everybody's been very happy. He even puts a little line in there and makes it look, he does something different every time. I crack up every time I go up there. The lines are a different way.
Well, I think that's technically what you're
That's how I
supposed
cut
to do.
it.
You're supposed to change
I
your
cut
pattern.
all 3 different ways before I do, but it looks good.
You guys talk to Tim very often?
I've only talked to him a few times.
I know
He probably-
he's been
he probably
complaining to me about kids throwing stuff in the yard, and he hit it with his mowers.
Right.
I don't know if he's talked to you about that or not, but
No, I think that's
not very happy about it.
I think it's when you're mowing the public grounds, I think that's kind of part of it, though. You never know.
Well, he spoke to me about it. I
Right.
said, well, if I see anything, I'll pick it up, but
Right.
I guess like rocks and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
The kids are throwing it. You don't see how far they can throw it and drop. They go on home.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What do we got next? The REH Center. I've actually got quite a few notes on the REH Center. Does anybody have anything else before I start from last week? Cameras are installed. We know that. Everybody will be online as soon as we complete that project. The REH, we talked about helping with the epoxy, spending money on that. REH went to the town meeting. I kind of had a conversation with Dwayne, kind of talking about us sharing cost and doing stuff like that. But they went to that meeting that night, and it seemed more feasible for the town just to take care of that bigger portion. $11,197 is what they agreed to pay for the entryway, the concession area, the ramps down, and then both bathrooms. So that will all be done. It's already been approved. So that gives us money to free up for upgrades in the RH Center. The loop around is very expensive, so I think we're going to push off on that. It was $15,920 just for the walking loop, and right now we probably just hold off. But I talked to Eric and Stacy. They're wanting to upgrade the bathrooms. They're wanting to do some handicap accessibility. It's not going to obviously be full handicap accessibility. It's just not feasible for how it's set up. But they're looking at doing the higher toilets, the better flow, some handrails, sinks that if somebody does come in a wheelchair, they can get up under and at least clean their hands. Some upgrades on dispensers. They sent me a message today with basically a rough estimate. Budgetary number is going to be around $5,000 for the restrooms, and then we had talked about splitting that quote. I think we printed that out this year. We talked about splitting this electric quote down the middle. They're paying $1,000. We're going to pay $1,000. That's probably the first thing we need to vote on. But then somehow we need to kind of look at how much do we want to put towards the bathroom remodel. We have all 10,000 remaining, correct?
Yes.
10 is what we have to spend. Now, the town is always the backup fund in case an emergency happens, so we need to look at leaving something in at least to the end of the year. We can always put towards something if nothing comes up. I was thinking the $1,000 and the $5,000 is probably what we would be comfortable with. If everybody agrees, we could leave $4,000 in there in case a water line busts, in case something happens. It's shut down in the summer, so we shouldn't have a whole lot happen in the summer. But later in the year, if we have something, at least we have that $4,000 as a budget to fix if something happens. If we have that money left over, we talked about some more camera coverage, the back of the REH Center, and then we also have the ballpark stuff too. But as far as REH, I think if we put a few more cameras in the REH Center, we would be 100% covered. Floor, entryways, the back side, the sides, the front. Don't you think? And that's something if we have that money at the end of the year, we can put in to that. or whatever else needs to be done up there to upgrade.
You know, I don't know if the RH board has talked about this, to what extent, if the town, but I worked that car show event back on May 16th and ran into Margot English in there, and Angie had sent a class jacket with me from the library down there, and I gave it to Margot. And I don't know the cost of getting some sort of AC in that building. I'm sure it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but is that anything that's ever been looked at or considered?
I don't know that far in, they have.
You?
I don't, but I looked at, so Hopstop upgraded, obviously, and they did a bunch of the, what do they call those?
Split units.
Okay.
But I bet they've got 15 to 20 split units
Oh, wow.
around that whole thing. I know there's at least 4 on that side, 4 on that side. There's probably at least 12. I'd say 12 to 15.
But their gym not as big as ours, right?
And that's what I'm getting at. So to do something like that for us, I mean, you're probably looking $50,000.
Yeah, I didn't know what it would be.
That's just for split units.
Yeah.
Now you go into full AC. See, I don't think the split units would keep up with ours because Hopstop's a smaller gymnasium.
Do they use theirs year round?
Yeah,
Okay, 'cause
Yeah.
that's what's keeping us from using ours.
that's correct. I don't think I think we gotta get the roof fixed before we look at air conditioning.
I just want to throw it out there because
I've always been for it.
yes, and we have lots of nice memorabilia in there, but like those cases that are empty, you know, that was another conversation, kind of, Martin and I talked a little further on that. There's some of those artifacts that haven't been replaced because they were in such poor condition,
Right.
and then trying to get them in the shape that they need to be. Because, I mean, getting hot in there in the summer, that's just breeding ground for all that, you know,
Right.
moldy environment, because you get all that moisture.
Hey, worst thing I can do is send Pat with Perfect Climate a message and say, you know, what do you suggest? Because he's gonna shoot us straight. The guy does this, I mean, he does everything.
Did he do the hopscotch gym, do you know?
I think he might have been a part of it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it seems like it's similar units to what I had installed at the ballpark. I'll reach out to Pat and just get an idea. Like, hey, is this something that's worth doing right now? What's it going to cost us? What do you suggest? Split units? Do you suggest full rooftop AC units? I mean, to me, that's probably what's going to need to be done. I just don't think split units is going to work in that. You'd have to put them on the outside. They're going to have to mount on the side of the building.
And ours is sunken in. And
That's right. Theirs is all flat. They've got landscaping around.
So much space that has to be cool.
Right. They were able to kind of landscape around them and make them look good. We're all parking around ours.
Has it ever had AC in there?
Probably not since.
It's the school
there.
back when.
Probably not even when the
That's
school
what I'm
was
thinking.
there.
There was no air conditioning. I had
We
to-
went in there in the summer though.
I mean, I remember playing stuff in the summer there and it being
Probably
comfortable.
summer.
Some teams probably.
We went to school in August and we
So I feel like when they cut that boiler room off, that's where everything was at. Because I remember when I was a little bitty, I come over in the 3rd grade, but I don't remember being hot in the summer. And we did stuff in there.
in the gym.
Yeah.
So the gym wasn't hot, but it didn't have air conditioning.
Had to be some kind of airflow.
There were those vent things.
Those
And doors need to be
large
sealed.
fans.
You know what? Them doors really need to be sealed up.
Yeah.
In winter time, man, when I'm cleaning, you can feel that cold air and then you hear the heat come on.
Yeah. It's
It's expensive.
an older building.
The
What
wish
if,
list is long.
Yeah, the wish list is long.
what if you had a good dehumidifier? Okay, that would get the humidity out and then those huge fans just circulate there, because I don't think it is feasible to air condition that building.
I think it is. I mean, most
I
of
like
your,
to see every generator.
Right.
It would be
You
nice,
it
but,
for-
what would, I mean, the girls every month would be.
About a hot water heater. Would that be in your budget?
what's
A
that?
hot water heater?
Does that not have hot water in it?
They got little tanks,
Right.
and you can turn water on that just after a minute. You know, if somebody's washing their hands, it turns cold again. I didn't know if that was feasible or not for you guys.
This was one that was called, it was tankless.
Tankless is probably the way that it needs to be up there. Actually, let me look into that with the bathroom remodel.
Think of one.
Yeah, because that might be something, I'll reach out to the REH. They're the ones doing the bathroom remodel. If that's something they want to include, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Do they have natural gas? That's natural gas in there, ain't it?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I don't know if it's all heat pump up top or if it's gassed in.
I've never heard.
Dennis would probably know, but
Probably.
Well, and those, you know, the air conditioning is very lofty, but I just wanted to throw it out there because
I'll reach out to
it's
Pat.
not a bad idea. Is it expensive? Yes,
You're
but
set back in 2026.
pros and cons. I mean, there's lots of things that would need to be considered and lots of parties that would need to discuss it, but I think it would be nice for the community.
Yeah, it would be nice to use that year round. The more you use it, the better it is, really.
I would imagine it'd be better for that floor too, but I don't know that. I'm just
Consistent.
guessing.
Yeah.
So, I guess first thing,
I'll make a motion that we give $1,000 in on the direct estimate for
I'll second it.
all in favor? Aye. So that is good.
Jared, did you second?
Yes.
And then the second order of business with that is, I don't know how we wanna go about it. I think the 5,000 is a good investment to better that bathroom. We could do it so we're not, if it doesn't all happen, careful how we do this because of the roof situation one year. But we could appropriate up to $5,000 to be paid towards bathroom remodel invoices for the upgrades. Does that sound like a good way to propose that? And then they get up to that, but if they don't use it, they don't get it. Does that make sense?
And then that would leave us $4,000
That leaves
still.
us 4,000 for emergency fund to get through the rest of the year. And I think we would be pretty good with that. Does that sound like a good way to write that up?
I agree.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion to pay up to $5,000 in invoices for the remodel at the REH Center. All in favor?
Aye.
Probably need to see on, like, if we pay those, we would pay the company directly.
That's correct, and that's what I told Eric, that's kind of the easiest way, I think, we've done in the past. We need a physical invoice, and then we can take care of it
Right,
that way, instead of trying to
yeah.
pay
Don't need
them. Right, instead of double dipping money, it seems like it'd be easier just to pay the invoices.
Yeah.
And do they plan on moving forward with the concession expansion once the
Everything.
epoxy is down?
Yeah, so they're gonna tear out, epoxy's gonna come in and do the entire upper area, so there's no seams, no gaps. I mean, they're gonna completely, basically strip the whole upper area, get it all moved out, and they'll be able to do upper and the ramps all in one. And then they're gonna get the bathroom all wetted at the same time, and then they'll do the bathrooms all in one. That's gonna be repaired, because some of that concrete's messed up at the bathroom, there's some holes. That is what the town has already paid for, that's repair of that concrete and filling it in, basically with that epoxy. So those floors will look brand new in the bathroom. I didn't have any talks in the color. I think they were gonna do,
I think we're going with what Hobstock did.
it was more of the lighter side of things with a little bit of the gold and blacks, bigger flakes in, but nothing too dark, nothing too light. but also nothing that just
Yeah.
screams at you when you walk in. A subtle black and gold flake on a white. So they had some samples. I didn't see
I
them.
don't know if we did it, might have it gold on there or not.
I
I think we mixed it, I think.
I'm not sure. I think whatever the REH picks is gonna be. I mean, you got Stacy
It'll look
and you,
nice.
and I think it'll look fine. But yeah, I'm excited to see that epoxy. Honestly, I think that whole upper area is it's gonna look completely different when you walk in.
It's gonna look sharp, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then with the bathrooms, I think updating those bathrooms, that opens up in the fall and it's gonna be a completely different whole upper area.
You know what would be nice up there too, when those floors are done? I think some of those entryway rugs are a little bit mismatched, like one might be
Yeah.
maroon and one might be gray. But you can get those custom printed mats with like logos and things on them. So you could get like, it could be like a black mat and then with the gold, you know, it could say, you know,
And that's something that,
Owensville Kickaboos or
That's-
REH.
that's something that we can look at with
Cause it would look sharp.
our remaining money towards the end of the year if we need to. I think that is, oh, in that electrical, upgrade, I didn't tell you everything. They're doing the panel upgrade, new electrical outlets in the concession stand, outlets along the outside. I think they were gonna put 2 down on the outside, on that south side, for like the planners to use or any of the car shows we have, anything. There's gonna be some outlets outside for use out there too. So it's not just the electrical upgrade, it's some outlet upgrades too. So it'll benefit, I think, everybody that has anything up there, really. So, outside of that, I don't think I had anything else to you guys. Did I miss anything? Did I pick up where we left off?
I think you did a fine
I
job.
tried. I've been watching the meetings online and I did.
Okay.
So, we gotta do our signatures. I didn't beat you, Jericho. I tried.
I threw a little extra in there to make sure I won.
Yeah, you
Quite
stacked,
competitive.
she stacked the deck, so I had to go over on time.
So do you have a quote from Josh on the shop building?
No, I'm supposed to get that this week, that's what I was saying, we'll forward that on. The original part that we talked about when it had approved was gonna be under that 1,000.
Right.
He thought it'd be closer to the lower number that he gave. So with the light upgrade, I mean, I could see it being, he thought the lights were gonna be around $900, those 3 lights, they're about 300 a piece. So if I had to guess, you're looking at 1,300 to 1,500 for everything, whereas we approved 1,000, so it might not be a whole lot more, but I was waiting till he sends something.
Show me medicine.
Well, I haven't signed it yet. I'm backing up here, okay?
Oh, wait, no. I'm sure they pay me, sure.
I know what I make,
Well, yeah.
but I think we start out.
Hold on, let me make sure I didn't have 2 there. Nope, it was just 2 yellow copies.
Hey, Andy, who painted the water tower?
That's a town deal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
It's in the works.
Yeah, they're fixing it.
Sometimes.
Man, I think, well, there's a lot of town people upset about that, you know?
It happens. I mean, paint's fail, it could have been the paint that they were provided. I mean, there's so many different,
I thought they put a primer on it first, you know?
Well, they're coming back.
They did, but,
As long as they stand by it.
I think probably next month. They're supposed to come up
When it
with-
dries out.
Yeah.
And before the humidity. So,
I wish all that was gonna be 2, but it's only 1.
I know, I double checked it too. Thought there's gonna be another in there.
It's through IU and Vanessa and someone else.
Are you serious? If I look, and we had apple pie instead of blackberry pie. I wanna know what all, is there a key? I
Yeah,
wanna
I
know
know.
what all they want. Will you send me a picture of it?
Here,
Here,
here.
here, here.
Did you hear it?
I did,
Okay.
but Nora and I were giving me the answers.
Oh, okay. Did you get something today, or did you get something?
I put Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
Just have some trivia night.
Pictures,
Graduation party.
Oh,
Yeah, I think one of the girls were saying, smoky and something. It's smoky or, you know, they couldn't even think of it. It's like, okay, smoky and bandit?
I put Yellowstone because I thought it was
Mhm.
that.
When we were going over, I said, is it Yellowstone? I said, no, Mom.
Did I get it right when I put both, going home and staying out? I put both.
It was going out.
Oh, going out.
That was it, going out?
I put both because I just felt like Dexter's. Both.
You guys had it over on him. He's a follower, not a leader, so.
It's the last time I listened to the girls.
Does he TikTok or Facebook?
TikTok.
That's what an age. Was it
Jimmy
Dexter
take these and
do,
do 'em.
or what you called him?
Find it like that.
just need the one.
I mean,
Just
So
need
you
the
didn't
one
count
for
it
now.
against
There's
us, you
four
wrote
in
it
there,
on
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 17 points.
Because eventually we'll have like the concession stand, a little bit everywhere. Maybe one of these days at the
I don't think I
community
signed the
center.
multiple page one.
I didn't think,
I
I was
didn't
just getting ready to.
Okay.
No, no pages. We're done signing, wait for one more, can I make a motion to close the meeting?
Can't believe this is June 29th.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's already halfway through, ain't it? Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:29.
I second
I
that.
was gonna say,